Do you feel like you're getting nowhere with guitar? Or maybe just not seeing the results you expect to see when you practice? Well, with this simple exercise I'm about to show you, I can confidently tell you, you will be in better shape every time you pick up your guitar. The best kinds of exercises or warm-ups that you can do on guitar are the ones that work you out physically as well as mentally. And that's exactly why this exercise is so incredible. It's going to get your brain working and your fingers at the same time. So let's break it down real quick. I'm actually following, if you didn't already notice, I'm following a pentatonic scale pattern, right? And what I'm doing is I'm breaking up the notes in certain groupings in a way that you probably have never even tried before. Typically because when we learn a scale, like let's say the open E minor pentatonic scale, right? We tend to play that in a linear fashion. So we're just playing it starting from the lowest note to the highest note, exactly in that order. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with that right off the bat, but if that's the only way that you play these scales, that's going to be the only way that you play any scale. You're only going to be ascending them or ascending and descending, right? Which is really just the tip of the iceberg in the ways that you can move through these scale patterns. And this exercise completely throws a wrench in the way that you would normally play these scale patterns to help you break that habit. So let's take a look at the order of these notes. Like I said, we are using the open E minor pentatonic scale for this particular example, and then I'll show you how to take the same exercise and actually play it in different positions on the neck. So this starts off with the open low E string, then we play the 2nd fret on the A string, then 3rd fret on the low E string, then open A, then we're going to play 2nd fret on D, 2nd fret on A, and then open D, 2nd fret on G, 2nd fret on D, and then open G. So just to show you what we have so far, so you can kind of see the pattern here, we have, right? So it's this kind of cascading of the notes that's just repeated throughout the notes in the scale. So once we've done this, on the G string and D string, we're going to play 3rd fret on the B string, then 2nd fret on G, then open B, and then finally we're going to play 3rd fret on high E, then roll it up to 3rd fret on B, and then open high E. So all together. Now, I like to kind of bar my finger when I'm doing those, like the same frets across 2 strings sort of thing. Especially when you're dealing with the A and the D strings and the D and the G strings. Just kind of makes it a little bit easier. But then when you get to here, where you got to use 2 fingers, obviously you break it up. But then when you get to here, you can do the same thing. Bar your finger on the 3rd fret of the B and the high E strings, and then conclude the exercise that way. So right off the bat, when you're trying this, you may be already thinking like, oh man, I got to think about every move I make, right? That's exactly how you know that you're in the process of breaking an old habit, right? So just stop and think about what you're doing. Go through it really, really slow. You have the tab, and then over time, you're going to get more and more comfortable with it. And honestly, when you're going through a scale pattern, when you're just exercising a scale pattern, it's just kind of boring to just play it like this. It'd just be cooler to just break up the order, and it even kind of sounds musical in a way. And that's even a cool way to like climb up the scale if you even wanted to incorporate that into a lick. Now I'm going to show you how to take this exercise and bring it into a movable pattern so that you can play it anywhere on the fretboard. Basically, anywhere you play a pentatonic pattern, you can play this exact exercise. So let's take the A minor pentatonic. We're going to do the same exercise. It's going to go like this. We start with 5th fret on the low E, then 7th fret on A, then 8th fret on low E, and then we're going to do 5th fret on A, and then 3rd finger is going to hit the 7th fret on the D string, and then 7th fret on A, so you can bar your finger like that, right? And then you're going to play 5th fret on D, then you're going to bar the 7th fret on G, and then on D, and then 5th fret on G, and then your pinky's going to reach over to the 8th fret on B, 3rd finger is going to be on 7 on G, and then 1st finger is 5th fret on B, and then your pinky is going to be on the 8th fret of the B string and the high E string, so you can bar them both. You play the high E string first, then the B string, and then you play 5th fret on high E. So if I were to adapt it to the open position, right, where we did the E minor pentatonic scale, and then I had my first finger back here behind the nut to just kind of outline the pattern, it'd look exactly the same. So we're just taking that and just applying that in places where we can't rely on open strings. And like I said, you can take this exercise and apply it to any position on the neck. So if, let's say, you wanted to move from A minor pentatonic to B minor pentatonic, right? You can just apply the same pattern of notes to that scale pattern. You know, or you can move it down to G minor pentatonic if you want. So anywhere that there is a minor pentatonic pattern, you can apply this exercise and it works beautifully. So you now have a powerful exercise that'll work you out physically as well as mentally so that you can stop playing pentatonic scale patterns the exact same way every time. And since this is the perfect addition to your practice sessions, I want to make sure that you have everything that you need to get the maximum results in the minimum amount of time. That's why I'm giving you a free practice session cheat sheet. This has shown thousands of guitar players how to get the most results in the least amount of time with their practice sessions. So be sure to click here to claim your copy or check the link in the description box. And if you enjoyed this lesson, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. And be sure to check out our other relevant lessons right over here. I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. I'm Eddie with Guitar Mastery Method, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.